Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start a new chapter of 10th biology, which is control and coordination. Now, what is control and coordination? We know that different animals or in human beings there are different organ systems, like digestive system which helps in the nutrition, like respiratory system which helps in the respiration, like excretory system which helps in the excretion of substances, and in the similar way circulatory system which help us in the transportation of substances. Let's take an example of circulatory system, where heart, blood vessels like arteries, veins, or capillaries, they work together to perform the function of transportation of substances like food, like gases, like hormones, and other substances from one part of the body to the other parts of the body. Now, these working together of different organs of the body, it is called as control and coordination. We can say the working together of different body organs in a systematic or in a proper manner to so that a particular function is maintained. Or we can define other way, the working together of different organs in a systematic manner so as a proper response is provided to a particular stimulus. This is the definition of control and coordination. Now, what is stimulus? Stimulus is any change in the environment of an organism that brings reaction in the body of that particular organism. Any change in the environment of an organism is called as stimulus. These stimuli can be external or it can be internal. External stimulus means external stimuli that takes place outside the body of an organism in his environment. Here, stimuli can be heat, it can be light, temperature, etc. For example, here we will take light here as an stimulus. When someone flashes light on our eyes at night, we close our eyes at once. This closing of our eyes, it is the reaction of the body that is caused by the light. Here light is the stimulus and that reaction of closing of our eyes is the reaction of body, or we can say response at that time. This is light acts as stimulus and this closing of eyes here is the response of that stimulus. Now, stimuli can be internal if the stimulus occur within the body of an organism. Here the stimuli can be thirst, it can be hunger, or any desire. There are different desires, etc. These can be the internal, that is, these stimuli occur within the body of an organism. For example, thirst. Thirst here is the internal stimuli. When we feel thirst, now thirst is the stimulus and it makes that person who is feeling thirst to drink the water. That reaction to drink the water is the response. Now we can define response. It is the reaction of the body to the particular response. That's called as to a particular stimulus. That's called the response of that particular stimuli. The reaction of the body to the stimulus is called as response. Now, these stimuli are received by some specialized organs which are called as receptors or sense organs. These receptors or sense organs are the specialized cells that have capability to receive that stimulus, and they convert this stimuli into the nerve impulse, which is transported to the brain through nerves, sensory neuron. We will discuss that later on. Now, if sometimes these receptors get affected or they will not work properly, then there will be problem. It will be fatal for our body. Okay. Now, question is, why we need, why is the need of control and coordination? Now we know that these different organs are linked each other to perform a particular function. These organs which work together or which are linked together to perform a particular function. If they will not work in coordination, if they will not work properly, there will be, if any of the organs will not work properly, there can be chaos and confusion. There will be disorder in the body and no function will be performed. For example, we will take an example of a batsman who is playing cricket. When he is playing cricket, his eyes are seeing the ball, his brain is analyzing this, and there is also movement there in the arms and the legs. When he want to, her ball can be act as a stimulus, and to play the shot, that is the response. When he want to play the shot, see how many organs are involved. Eyes, which see the ball, brain, which is analyzing it, what type of delivery it will be, and there is the movement in the feet, in the legs, and in the hands. If one of the organs will not work, will not coordinate to play that shot, I think that shot will be not played, and there will be chaos and confusion and disorder. Similarly, we can say if any organ of the organ system or any function will not work properly, there will be chaos and confusion. There will be disorder in the functions of the body. That is why we need the control and coordination in our bodies. Now, this control and coordination in plants is brought about by the plant hormones only, and in animals it's brought about by the both nervous system as well as endocrine system. In animals we have nervous system, which made up of neurons, and endocrine system, which consists of hormones or glands. They work together, this nervous system and endocrine system, and we call it that as neuroendocrine system. This neuroendocrine system enables to maintain the control and coordination in the animals.